morning, class. How are you today? That's good. I'm glad to hear that all of you are all doing well today. To positively begin our class, may I request everyone to please stand for our prayer and to be led by your classmate Jessie. Jessie, can you lead us the prayer? And for the Catholic, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Before you sit, kindly look around, pick up some paper or any trash that you might see and throw it in our trash bin. And arrange your chair properly. After that, you may now take your seat. Now, let me check your attendance. When your name is called, please raise your hand and say one word that describes how you are feeling today. For example, excited, nervous, sleepy, happy, or motivated. Very good! I noticed that many of you are all present and feeling excited and energetic today. I hope we can maintain that positive energy throughout our discussion. Before we proceed, kindly pass your assignments forward. Alright, thank you for passing on time. With that, let's give everyone a round of applause. Now, before we start, let us recall our classroom rules. Everybody please read. Be good. Give respect. Observe attentiveness. Offer participation and do your best. Excellent! Remember that learning becomes more meaningful when we respect one another and actively participate in our classes. Alright, now let's have a quick recap of our previous lesson. Who can still remember what we discussed last meeting? Very good! More specifically, we discussed elements specific to literary genres and how they help convey meaning and theme in literary text. Now, today, we will going to have a new lessons that somewhat connected to our previous lesson. So class, are you ready to learn with me? Alright, so now let's begin with our first activity. This activity is called Word Riddle Challenge. So the instruction is, I'll be showing you several riddles and you're going to do is to read it carefully and guess the correct answer. And if you know the answer, just raise your hand. Okay, are we clear? Alright, so I'll just give you 20 seconds to think. Alright, are you ready now? So, the first riddle is, I change throughout the day, expressing what you feel inside, happy, sad, angry, or scared. I show what you cannot hide. What am I? So, anyone who wants to answer? Yes, Juan, you want to answer? Okay, let's hear your answer. Emotion? Let's see if emotion really the answer to this riddle. Alright, very good. The answer for this riddle is emotion. So can we give Juan a good job clap? Do you know what is good job clap? No? Okay, let me show you how to do the good job clap. So good job clap goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good job! Now it's your turn to do the good job clap. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good job! Very good, class! You were able to guess the riddles correctly. The emotions, tone, feelings, and intentions. Now, let me ask you. When you answered the riddle about emotions, what came into your mind? That's right, we experience different emotions every day. Sometimes we feel happy, sometimes sad, sometimes angry or nervous. And you know what, class? There's a movie that clearly shows how this emotion work inside us. Are you familiar with the movie Inside Out or have you watched it already? Very good. Inside Out movie shows different emotions and how they affect our thoughts and actions. Since you already have an idea about emotions, let's try another short activity related to that. And this activity is called Feel It, Match It. Here's on the screen are different emotions from the movie Inside Out. Let us match each feeling word with the correct emotion shown in the screen. Your task is to match each word with the correct emotion. And I will choose a few representatives or at least 5 representatives from the class. Each of you will receive one word card. When I say go, you will come to the board and paste your word under the emotion where you think it belongs. The rest of the class will observe and think if the answers are correct. After that, we will check and discuss your answers together. Is that clear? Alright. So now, very good, everyone. Can you give a good job clap for everyone? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good job. Based on your activities a while ago, what you have noticed or what do you think might be our topic for today? Yes, that's right. Our topic is all about tone, mode, techniques, and the purpose of the author. Specifically, we will going to connect it to poetry. Before that, let us read our learning objective for this session. So at the end of the lesson, you, my students, will be able to determine the tone, mode, technique, and purpose of the author or the poet in a given poem using textual evidence. Second, you'll be going to analyze how specific poetic techniques such as imagery, diction, and figurative language contribute to the development of tone and mode in the poem through a short written responses. And demonstrate appreciation of tone, mode, and author's purpose by sharing at least one insight and one example from the text during the group activity or written reflection. Now, class, since you already have an idea about emotions, tone, feelings, and intention, let us connect these ideas to literature, especially to poetry. Writers and poets do not just tell stories, they also express feelings, ideas, and messages through their words. To understand their message deeply, we need to identify 4 elements. The first one is the tone, second is the mode, third is the technique, and fourth is the purpose. Now, let us read the poem of Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Everybody, let's read in chorus with expression. So, based on the poem, what do you think is the author's attitude toward the situation? Yes, Althea, do you want to answer? Yes, very good. That is what we call tone. So, tone refers to the author's attitude toward the subject. What feeling did you experience while reading the poem? Yes, Josie, do you want to answer? Excellence. So that is the feeling experienced by the reader is called mood. So the mood of the poem changes from sadness to hopefulness. So what do you think or why do you think Robert Frost wrote this poem? Yes, excellent insight. So that is the purpose of the author, to show that simple experiences can positively change our perspective in life. Now, let us examine how the poem was written. And these are called literary techniques. So what part of the poem help you imagine the scene clearly? Very good. That is what we call imagery because it appeals to our senses and help us visualize the scene. What words in the poem suggest negative feelings? Correct. Those words shows the author's diction or choice of words. What might be the dust of snow symbolize? Excellence. It symbolizes change or hope. So class, literary techniques help create the tone, mood, and meaning in literary text. Now that you have already understand how to identify tone, mood, purpose, and literary techniques, let's have another activity. Are you ready for that? Alright, so in this activity, you will going to pair with your seatmates. So this time, you will be going to become a poetry detectives. So your mission as a pair is to examine the poem of Robert Frost entitled Nothing, Nothing Gold Can Stay. So in this poem, you're going to carefully uncover clues about the poet's tone, the mood it creates, the literary techniques used, and the author's purpose. So for the instruction, kindly read everyone. Alright, thank you for reading the instructions. So is the instruction clear to you? Or do you have any questions or regarding with the activity? None? Okay, so as a poetry detectives, you and your partner will complete the detective worksheet that I'll be going to provide. So for each line or stanza, discuss and write the following: the tone of the poet, the mood the poem creates, the literary techniques used, the author's purpose, and provide textual evidence that support your answer. You and your partner should share ideas and help one another analyze the poem. If you have different interpretations, discuss your answer respectfully and support them using textual evidence from the poem. You'll be given 4 minutes to work with your partner, cooperate and share your ideas, and support your answer using evidences from the poem. With that, here's the rubric um, for scoring your activity this afternoon. All right. So are you done now? Okay. So papers up. All right. So now can you pass your paper in front? Because now after we're done with this activity, we're going to have another activity to deepen your understanding about the lessons that we have discussed this afternoon. So our next activity is called detective case report. So now class, in this activity, you will now write your own detective case report individually. So, review the poem that I have the poem that Robert Frost wrote, that nothing gold can stay. So, choose one literary techniques used in the poem, then answer the questions and that to be followed, and answer it in 3 to 5 sentences. Do not forget to include at least one textual evidence from the poem. So you will be guided or you will be graded using the rubrics. So in this activity, you will going to write it in a 1/2 sheet of paper. So are we clear? Okay, class. So now let's have another exciting activity. So this activity is called Poetry in Motion, bringing the poem to life. So now in this activity, you are going to work with your group. So I'll be grouping you into 4 groups, and each group you're going to create and to creatively interpret parts of the poem through choral reading, tableau, dramatic interpretation, or expressive reading. So, I'll be giving you freedom to choose whether you're going to have it in a tableau, dramatic interpretation, expressive reading. So, for the instruction, everyone, kindly read. Alright, so after your presentation, your group must explain The tone, mode, literary techniques, author's purpose, and you must support your interpretation using textual evidence. So you'll be graded with the rubrics I provided. Alright, class, to sum it up, before we end, let us summarize our lesson. So I need 3 volunteers from the class to answer this following question. So the first question is, how can understanding tone and mode help us become better communicators? Anyone? Yes, Ria? That's right. Can we give Ria a good job clap? One, two, three. One, two, three. Good job. So now, with that, let's have our short quiz. To measure your understanding, you will answer a short quiz. So get 1/4 sheet of paper and read carefully and choose the correct answer. Now, for your assignment, read the poem Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. So, answer the guide question in 1 to 2 sentences. Use textual evidence in your answers and write neatly in a 1 whole sheet of paper. Understood? Okay, so class, thank you for your active participation today. I hope that you have learned that poems are not just collection of words, but expressions of emotions, ideas, and meaning. Have a great day, everyone. See you in our next class.